guys? The Super Review Show here for another episode of Why You Should Listen To. This is a series of videos that I have started making about artists that you should listen to because their music is just that good. Regardless of what you may think of it, the quality of the production, of the songwriting, of the way that the songs came out in public, the way that they were released on the charts. This is the show where we talk about what artists I think you should listen to based on those reasons and many more that I can't think of off the top of my head. Anyways, today's episode, as the title of this video should explain to you, why you should listen to Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Now, for those of you who are probably saying, like, oh, I know Bruce Springsteen, Dancing in the Dark, Born in the USA, Born to Run, songs like that, right? But why with the E Street Band? Let me get to that part first and foremost, okay? Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Let me give you an example by saying that there's no way of getting around it that without the E Street Band, Bruce Springsteen would be nothing. Personally, the and part of most artists, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Bob Marley and the Wailers, James Brown and his Famous Flames. That and is really important to Bruce Springsteen, to Tom Petty, to Bob Marley, because without that band part, the and of the band, these artists would be nobodies without them. That is the honest truth, and I ripped it right out of Bruce Springsteen's own novel that I read of his autobiography. I'm a bit of a Springsteen nut, okay? I think his music is great. It's timeless. Some of it has a lot of depth to it, a lot of meaning to it, a lot of hardworking American struggles. Tunnel of Love is one of the most underappreciated albums of the 80s. So I'm going to get into all that right now. So here's some reasons why you should listen to Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. First and foremost, the lyric writing. Bruce Springsteen's lyrics and song capabilities and the wording alone in his songs speak to a greater meaning of people than most artists do, in my opinion. The way that he writes lyrics like, in the day we sweated out on the streets of a runaway American dream. The opening line to my favorite song in the whole wide world, Born to Run. The guy is a lyrical genius. That's the first reason you should listen to Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. The second reason I'm going to say is because of his performance live is the best performance live you will ever see live in any concert ever. Yes, it's COVID. Yes, we can't see concerts fully for a little while. Hopefully 2022 brings around a tour for him. He really wants to hit the road. I have seen Paul McCartney. I've seen the Rolling Stones. I have seen The Who. I have seen Elton John. I have seen Journey, Def Leppard. Go down the list. Fleetwood Mac, Billy Joel 3 times. None of them come close. The only one that comes potentially close to Bruce Springsteen's performance live is Paul McCartney and the Rolling Stones. That's how good he is. His performance live trumps everything. If you look at any of the greatest performers of all time list by any magazine, they're going to have Bruce Springsteen on the list, regardless of genre, regardless of artist you like. He is the best show you will ever see in your life, and I really mean that. A lot of people are, Pink Floyd or Roger Waters or John Bonham or Sammy Hagar. No. I'm telling you, my dad is a big testament to this as well, because he's seen Bruce Springsteen 3 times. And the Born in the USA tour in 1985, the Magic tour in 2008, and most recently in 2016 on his River Anniversary tour. And he can honestly tell you, and he saw Van Halen front row. He could have grabbed David Lee Roth's legs front row. Okay? Bruce Springsteen blew that out of the water as far as his performance on stage goes. Because honestly, you're there for a good time, you're there for a good show, and the man plays for 4 hours. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band played for 4 hours. I'd like to see Roger Waters do that. Just saying. All right? Pink Floyd. I'm not a Floyd guy at all. So back off. It's Springsteen and his 4-hour marathon concerts. And you'll get a 35-song set plus an hour-long encore on top of that because the man has so much energy and he projects so much energy on stage. His shows are legendary for that reason. So anyways, his first reason is his lyric writing. Second reason is his performance. I cannot emphasize it enough. When concerts come back and Springsteen hits the road, go see him once in your lifetime. It is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Am I freaking out a little bit? Yes. Anyways, so he is one of a kind with his performing. And honestly, and the third thing I'm going to mention to you is his ability to write songs at different stages of his life, but still make the music sound timeless and make the music sound effective and make the music touch you in ways that you may not have been able to feel a different way before. Not like, oh my God, not like the way Maroon 5 does their shit. Okay? Memories, it touched my heart. No. The lyric writing on Tunnel of Love alone can make you think and have you think. He's that good of a writer and a song creator. He's that good of a creator to the point where he makes you think about your life. I have made self-judgment, this sounds really pathetic, but I've made self-judgment decisions based on Bruce Springsteen's music. That sounds, why would an artist and his band, be so effective on you? Because his music affected me in a very deep way, and I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart that I will love him until the day I die. Because his music has turned my life and my world inside out, and to realize that there is something better out there. There's a better life to live. There's a great life. You can go live that great life. And here are the different songs that have meaning to me personally that do it. So those three reasons of lyric writing, of his creativity, and his live performance, I cannot Panic at the Disco, as great as the time that was, they played for 2 hours. Bruce Springsteen, a 70-year-old man, played for 4 hours. Take that. I love Brendan Urie. I love Panic at the Disco. I'm curious to see what Green Day does live, because I've heard they do similar things with their performance live. Or AC/DC, same thing. I'm curious to see if they top Springsteen's performance, because his performance was that good. It was the pinnacle of perfection. I'm not kidding. Anyways, let me get into some of his albums that I recommend for you guys. I don't have all of his first 7 albums, but I have 7 albums right here ready to go for you. The first one, and I know, I'm geeking out over a guy from New Jersey. I get it. This is his debut album. It came out in 1973. Fun fact for you, Blinded by the Light is on here. So that song, Blinded by the Light, that's on right there. Blinded by the Light. Right on the top. It's a Bruce Springsteen song. He wrote the song, Blinded by the Light, and no one knows about it. Why don't they know about it? I have no idea. Because Man for Man had a number 1 hit with a Blinded, but this, it's off this album. It's off a Bruce Springsteen album. Oh wait, that's right. Bruce Springsteen wrote Blinded by the Light. Just saying. All right, Greetings from Asbury Park. Great start to his career. 1973. Later that year, he released an album, and one of his best. The Wild, the Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle. This album has long songs on it. It has songs such as, where is it? The E Street Shuffle, the 4th of July, Asbury Park, classic Asbury Park song, beach song. It takes you to where the beach is there. Kitty's Back, long song. Wild Billy's Circus Story, great song. No, not many people know about it. Side 2 is one of the best side 2s I've ever heard ever. Incident on 57th Street, 8 minutes. Rosalita, Come Out Tonight, a staple of his live performances. If you have not seen him and you've not heard this song live, get on it now, okay? Rosalita, Come Out Tonight. And one of my favorite songs of his was New York City Serenade. It's a song about New York City, and it's really, it's as long as, it's 10 minutes, but it's so great. The level of energy in it, the way it's orchestrated, there's strings in it, it's brilliant. I love it to death. But his first 2 albums started off, which led him to create one of the best albums ever on the fucking earth. Born to Run. Born to Run came out in 1975, with some of the best lyric writing, some of the best songs ever written and put together on one record. And I'm not making this up. You can go look at the best albums of all time list, and this will be in the top 20 or 30. Out of 500 or 600, I'm telling, or top 1,000, the top 1,000 albums you need to hear before you die. This is in the top 10. Thunder Road, 10th Avenue Freeze Out, Night, Backstreets, side 1, done. Side 2, my favorite song in the whole wide world, Born to Run. She's the One, Meeting Across the River, and Jungle Land. Jungle Land has a saxophone solo in it by none other than the big man Clarence Clemons, who you can see on the back cover right there. Clarence Clemons sadly passed away about 10 years ago now, actually, in 2011. Very sad, very hard to believe, and very unfortunate. His playing was amazing. And that solo on Jungle Land, if you've never heard the album, shame on you. Go listen to this album. It's a brilliant song it's like I put it over Bohemian Rhapsody any day of the week. I'm simply saying it like that. I put Jungle Land over Bohemian Rhapsody over any day of the week. Why? 2 reasons. Number 1, Bo Rap has been played all the time. This gets no light, and it's so underappreciated, underloved, underrated, under everything. And the second reason is because it's just as epic as Bohemian Rhapsody. I love Queen. I love Bruce Springsteen so much. But Jungle Land, you have to hear this song once in your lifetime. It's amazing live, and it's amazing on record because it's put together so beautifully. It's a beautiful song, Jungle Land. I actually sometimes, a couple years ago when I was a lot younger, before I even started the Super Review Show, I would fall asleep listening to Jungle Land because the sax solo on that song is legendary. It's a legendary piece of art. Some of the best sonic architecture I could ever hear on record. I'm not kidding you. Anyways, that's Born to Run. Let's jump over to 1978 with Darkness on the Edge of Town. This album right here is a bit on the harder edge side, truthfully, with songs like Badlands, Adam Raised a Cain, Something in the Night, Candy's Room, Racing the Street, the best car song he ever wrote, right behind Pink Cadillac, The Promised Land, Factory, Streets of Fire, Prove It All Night, Darkness on the Edge of Town. Look at that, man. Stud. This album was a big boost for his career, and this tour was one of the best tours he ever performed on. I would say I wasn't alive for that, but from what I understand, people were like, that was the best show I've ever seen. It was in 1978 on the Darkness on the Edge of Town tour. And just a little plug, you can buy live shows of his on his website, livebrucespringsteen.net. You can buy live shows. You can download of all the different eras of the late 90s, of the early 70s. It's a fantastic catalog. And they release shows every first Friday of every month. I recommend it if you like live concerts and live recordings. And they sell CDs, they sell MP3, they sell gift bundles. It's a really great thing that they do with the shows. 1980 breaks them a little bit more into the mainstream with The River. The River has Hungry Heart on it. On the side 2, it opens up side 2, and it was his first top 5 hit. It was reached number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it was just amazing. And this album was fun. This was a fun album. It's about laughter, dancing, sadness, jokes, fun times had by all on The River. Fantastic record, and it's his first double record. I think it's the only double record, actually, now I think about it. All right, and then I don't have Nebraska, unfortunately. I'm still working on getting it, but Nebraska was his first solo acoustic album in 1982. He was great album, Nebraska. State Troopers on Atlantic City, great stuff. Now, this album, I know you probably just saw it as I lifted it up. This album right here is still to this day one of the best-selling albums ever in the history of albums and music ever. That is Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA. What an iconic cover with the hat, the outfit, the patriotic look. Same thing on the back cover. There you go. It says, Born in the USA, cover me, Darlington County, working on the highway, downbound train, I'm on fire, no surrender, Bobby Jean, I'm going down, Glory Days, Dancing in the Dark, and My Hometown. This album is one of the best albums of all time, because it's timeless, number one. Number two, it's brilliant fun listening to it. The way the songs come together, a lot of those songs are still staples in his live show, like Working on the Highway, Darlington County, Born in the USA, one of the biggest staples of his life and his career, his songs. Very misunderstood song. I'll get to that. I'm going to review that album on Veterans Day this year in November. Just want to let you guys know. So you can look for that review of that album so I could talk more about it then on November 11th of this year, just so I could talk about the album more then. You'll see why I talk about Born in the USA on Veterans Day when I get down to November. Just want to let you guys know about that. The last vinyl I have, aside from the new ones that I have, is Tunnel of Love. Tunnel of Love is a highly underappreciated album, man. Tunnel of Love. Look, and that's from a radio station. I just bought it like that. What a drastic change from Born in the USA to Tunnel of Love. Ain't Got You. Tougher Than the Rest. Great song. All That Heaven Will Allow. Great song. Square Parts. Cautious Man. Walk Like a Man. Side 2. Tunnel of Love. Two Faces. Brilliant Disguise. One Step Up. Both back-to-back great songs. When You're Alone and Valentine's Day. This this was owned by Columbia Records, actually. There's a little thing on the top right here. Right here. It says that you can this is owned by Columbia Records at one point. And they told us that we told never to play it. I haven't played it since, so it's probably worth a lot of money. Anyway, so that's all the vinyl I have of Bruce Springsteen, other than the new ones that I have over there. Now that's just a quick rundown of his albums. That you know who he is. But why should you listen to Bruce Springsteen? Why should you listen to him in the E Street Band? Why? Because his music has touched the lives of millions of people. His music has touched the lives and the souls and the minds and makes you think, makes you reconsider. And look, I'm not one to shy away from his stuff. He has put out consistently good. Not all of his albums in the 2000s were great. Like The Rising, I thought was really great. Devils and Dust, not a big fan. Ghost. I'm trying to know. Tunnel of Human Touch of Lucky Town are very good. I liked them quite a bit. That was 92. 95 was The Ghost of Tom Joad, which Tom Morello later covered for Rage Against the Machine. The Ghost of Tom Joad was a cover from Bruce Springsteen, and it was great. Great track, great song. Great album. Well, the album was okay. The Rising was his reintroduction to a lot of people in 2002 because of 9/11. Devils and Dust, it was okay. Magic in 2007 was amazing. Look, you want to talk about great albums of the 2000s by artists that have been doing it for over 20, 30 years? Magic is a highly underrated album. I can't emphasize that enough. Like the Magic album is really great on its own. I think it's timeless already. It came out in 2007. How can it be timeless? It is. Radio Nowhere, Girls in Their Summer Clothes, great, timeless, like beach song almost. It was his attempt to make like the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds in a sense, and to me he nailed it. With some political undertones here and there, but that didn't really bother me that he said like certain things. But like I said, his political stuff doesn't bother me at all. Like I don't really abide by it. I mean, I have my own political opinion. He has his own opinion, and that's that. I don't really have any thoughts on his politics at all, to be honest with you. But Working on a Dream, it's okay. Title track was great. Wrecking Ball, I thought was a lot of fun. It had a lot of it was a lot of aggression. He was very angry. Political stuff going on in the world. The recession hit in 2012 or whatever. High Hopes, I thought was okay. And then he just released Western Stars and Letter to You. Both were incredibly well received by critics and fans of his, and they loved the songs on there. Western Stars is more of an album like orchestral pop, like Glenn Campbell, like Jimmy Webb, like Johnny Cash. It was more of a country string Burt Bacharach. You just have to listen to it. I can't really explain it. You have to just listen to Western Stars to understand how great it is. And Letter to You was actually really great. It just came out last year, 2020, and I thought, another issue random. I'm excited to hear about it. Whatever. I didn't think it would be that good. Because High Hopes was okay, but this album was great. I think it's an instant classic, Letter to You, to be completely honest. And it charted well. It sold a lot of albums. It was great. So why should you listen to Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band? There are countless reasons why, but the reason that I want to say personally are because he has proven himself time and time again to be a fantastic writer, songwriter, one of the best ever, in my opinion. He is a timeless artist. His songs are full of life, meaning, friendship, trust, love. I mean, I think he's brilliant. I really love his work. I have a deep respect for what he does. A lot of his fans, I can respect him. Like, they actually have a deep respect for his work because he does put out quality content despite whatever else like Black Bear might be putting out. He put out Letter to You in a time when, nothing charted on the Hot 100, but that doesn't mean the album wasn't bad. The album was brilliant, and it deserves like an album of the year, in my opinion. And Letter to You was astonishing and deserves something at the Grammys. If it doesn't, I'll be actually surprised because it's that good of an album. It's like saying why the world needs Superman. Like, why do you think we need to do it? Well, this reason. There's countless reasons why you should listen to Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. He is, I'm at the point in my life. I'm 22 years old. I mean, I was not alive during when Grease Fazbear Park came out or Born the Other Day. I wasn't alive then, but I can honestly tell you, looking back at his career and the life that he has had tremendous success because he worked hard. He was a nobody that became an incredible somebody. His music has touched lives in ways that most other artists can't. And I think that this is a once-in-a-lifetime artist ever at any given time in human history. I really think that. I mean, like, some artists come and go. Like nowadays, like, oh, someone Hot 100 hit, Hot 100 hit. Doesn't mean they're going to be around for the next 30 years. They might just be doing it for the chart hit to make the money, and that's it. And that's very unfortunate because this guy's been doing it for this well and this good for 6 generations, or like 4 or 5 generations. And when he dies, I'm getting a little emotional. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to be like an Uber fanboy here, but when he dies, it's gonna be a very hard day for me. I want to see him again once more, or several times more, so I can relive that experience of seeing him live. Because I have seen enough artists in life to realize, like, I even saw Bob Dylan, I saw Frankie Valli, like, those are like legendary people to me, but none of them came close to Bruce Springsteen because he just delivers something so special in his music and his live performance that makes you feel a part of something better. It's almost to me personally, it's almost an unexplainable feeling about how well he does his job. He picked a good life, he picked a good job. And I really think that he is a once-in-a-lifetime artist that will never come again. And if you have not appreciated him for what he's done in the music industry, I think now is the time more than ever, especially with COVID. We can't do anything else. We can't, well, even we really can't at the same time. We can't go like international travel or whatever yet. But like I said, I think he's a once-in-a-lifetime artist, and he will forever be a timeless, true, classic person. There's not much else I can say about him other than that. Just Bruce. I know I don't like to do this on the Super Review Show, but I really, Bruce, you've touched my life in an incredible way. Like, I love your work. I've studied your piano playing. I have watched your documentaries. I listened to your music, and I feel like I might cry. I feel like I'm a new person because of you. And Bruce, you changed my life. And when times were tough for me, I would put on Backstreets. When I had friend problems, I had Backstreets on. When I needed hope, I would listen to, Badlands. When I needed to dance, I listened to Dancing in the Dark. When I needed some love, I listened to Tougher Than the Rest. When I was watching girls in their summer clothes, I was watching girls in their summer clothes. When I was working on my dream at college, and I still am, I'm working on a dream. Your music has touched me in incredible ways, and I love you, and I love your work for that. I don't normally get emotional in videos, but this is definitely one that I think that you've really changed my life for the better, and I will forever be an E Streeter fan of the E Street Band, the fan of yours, Little Steven, Max Weinberg, Patty, You guys are amazing. What you do is timeless, and what you do has changed the world for the better. That is from the bottom of my heart. I love music, but your music especially has changed me for the better and has made me feel like a better person. Really. No matter what you've done, you've made a difference in my life, and I just want to say thank you. So that's the gist of why you should listen to Bruce Springsteen. He's not like many other artists. He's literally a once-in-a-lifetime guy. Metallica, the brand can live on. Kiss, the brand could live on. But like U2, Pearl Jam, they could live on. But But it's funny. When he was inducting his band, which I never understood. Bruce Springsteen got inducted in 1999 to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The E Street Band, his band, got inducted in 2014. So he said something along the lines of, when he inducted his band, he said, they've never been fish nor fowl. And this is when Little Steve Van Zandt, his guitarist, was trying to push them to all be inducted at once. And Bruce said the Hall of Fame has their rules. They can't induct all of us at once. Basically Bruce said they can't induct all of us at once. They can only induct me. So I accepted my thing already. They be inducted. And Steve's like, yeah. But Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, that's the legend. So, on behalf of a fan of yours, Bruce, and a fan of the band, I love you. I love your work, and you have made an impact in my life. And that's why you should listen to Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. More than anything else I just said. So, anyways, I got emotional there. What do you guys have to say about this? Please jump down to the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please sound off. If you like what you've seen here, subscribe to this YouTube channel. We do plenty of other things besides why you should listen to. We do Rock Talk episodes, which more coming up soon in April, later this month, and it's going to be a good time. So, but for all of your why you should listen to videos, plus more, keep locked on The Super Review Show. The J-Man is off to rock and born to run.